Hi guys, welcome back to tutorial race and you are learning TypeScript. And in this series, I will explain how TypeScript, what are the different TypeScript features. First of all, TypeScript is an object-oriented programming language. As I mentioned in the previous chapter, that TypeScript is an object-oriented programming language. So class, an object, and our interface, and the methods and properties, all these things are present in TypeScript. So anyone who already is from object-oriented programming background, it will be really very easy to work with TypeScript. TypeScript, the second one is TypeScript is compiled language. As you know, a JavaScript is an interpreted language. That means you write the source code and the same source code runs. After compilation, it doesn't produce any new file. But in case of TypeScript, first of all, you'll have to compile and then a new file .js file is generated and ultimately that JS file runs in the browser. So the benefit is that if there is any bug, there is problem, then you can fix in compile time only. You don't have to wait for checking the runtime. So it saves times as well as it is less problem. It will have less problem. The third one is TypeScript is statically typed language. As you know, JavaScript is a dynamically typed language, but TypeScript is a statically typed language. Java is also a statically typed language. C++ is also statically typed language. So what does that mean? The meaning is that you have to declare data type and you have to adhere to that. For example, if you have written int variable a, then you can store integer only. If you have written string, then you can store string only. But in case of JavaScript, you don't have to bother about that. You store you just declare a variable, you can store number, you can store as well as string. So let's see the example. So what does it mean? Let's create a file in JavaScript, say script and then script. I'll declare a variable here where a, then I'll write here is Umar. Now I will display this document dot write and then a. Now in the same variable a, I will store 300. Now let's write again document of type and see the result. Let's save it. So you can see here in I declare a variable and in variable I assigned a string value and later I'm assigning the integer value. But JavaScript won't complain. Simply it will typecast and it will adjust string as well as number because JavaScript doesn't take, there is no concept of compiling. So JavaScript doesn't check this in the source code, rather it checks at runtime and assigns the data type at runtime, but not in case of TypeScript. Let's run this code and you see it's showing Rajesh Kumar as well as 300, there is no problem. But let's see the case of TypeScript. So I'm writing here in TypeScript. Don't worry if you're not understanding what are all these things are in TypeScript and how to write code, but just I'm showing you example. Later I will explain all these things in later video. So where a I'm storing here, where a string. I'm declaring here data type, but in case of JavaScript, you never have to declare data type. So just But now in the same variable, I'll try to store 300. It will throw you error. It will show you that type 300 is not assignable to type string because 300 is a digit. That is why it is not possible to assign. So as you can see that TypeScript checks the data type, but in case of JavaScript, it doesn't check the data type. So that is why it is called statically typed language and JavaScript is dynamically typed language. It supports other JS library also. For example, if you have written large application in JavaScript, then don't worry, you won't have to simply delete or just remove that. You can just rename it as .ts file and it will work perfectly. So it is we can say that TypeScript is backward compatible also. Now, where TypeScript is used? TypeScript is used for developing Angular application. In Angular 1.x, that means Angular 1 and a succeeding version, you don't have to use TypeScript, but Angular 2, which is really very powerful and dynamic also. So in Angular 2 and 2, 4, 5, 6, in all these series, you can use TypeScript and work in this application. React.js. React.js application is also written using TypeScript. Ionic framework can also be written, an Ionic application can also be written using TypeScript. So that's it. And in the next chapter, I will explain you that how we can write a simple, very simple application. But before that, I will show you that how we can set up environment for uh, this TypeScript uh, language. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.